Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Oh boy, oh boy. Hello, people. Welcome to Sharp Ends. Have I got a video for you? So, you know that I'm fascinated with small in-pocket carries, fixed blades. Um, this is a pile of them right here. I'm going to go through them and I'm going to rank them 1 to 5. What are my favorite, most recommendable in-pocket carries? The things that I'm going to be basing this on are form and function, and also what kind of sheath does it come with a little bit of factoring it, what you could upgrade to as well, because I have upgraded at least one of these, and it really does work very well. All of these are American made, he says, looking over the table. Yeah, every one of these is American made from 5 different companies. I think five. And we're going to go through them and take a look. So yeah, what are the five recommendable fixed blade in pocket carries? First, smash that like button, leave a comment, really helps the channel. And as always, thank you to my Patreon supporters. So the Creely Mako, very cool, made in PA. I like this guy a lot. TJ, no, I was about to say the wrong person. I'm blanking on his name right now. I want to meet him too because there is a Lehigh Valley Knife Show. I plan on going there, and he's always there. And I keep missing it. So hopefully I meet him sometime soon. Um, Comes with absolutely an amazing in-pocket leather sheath carry with the ulti clip, and that's why it's definitely going to be in my top 5. Spoiler alert. Very nice ergonomics, very Coke bottle like type ergos on here, even though it looks a little awkward. It actually fits really well in the hand. Doesn't have a sharpening choil, but it has a full flat grind on here, a little bit of a leaf shape, drop point shape to it. So it's good for piercing and slicing, and all around makes for an awesome in-pocket carry. Fully customizable as far as the colors go as well. This one happens to be Magna Cut, but I've also seen him do it in Rex and a couple other things too. Always using some of the best steels out there. So highly, highly recommendable. So we're going to put that over to the side for the end here. This is going to be really hard because I do have a lot of them. So this is the ultralight bushcrafter, and yes, it's in this video even though it comes with a sheath. But you know what I usually do? I usually just put this, so I wear Carhartts and I have that like pocket on the side on the thigh. I usually just stick this in there, and then I have this as an in-pocket carry. I also put it in my primary pocket sometimes, the whole thing in the pocket. Having said that, I just bought a in-pocket leather sheath that this will fit into really nicely, and I'm really excited about that because, spoiler alert, the ultralight bushcrafter from Bark River and S45VN is a awesome, awesome knife. Great ergos to it, nice amount of belly, and what this is one of the best carpentry knives I've ever had. When I am working on a project, this is what I have. Like when I'm doing carpentry outside, I'm working on a boat, I'm working on a piece of furniture, I'm building something. 9 times out of 10, this is what I got, and it is phenomenal. I also sometimes, it has a place for a fire steel, and I don't have a fire steel in there now. But what I do when I'm rigging, yeah, I'll put lanyards on these because this has a lanyard hole, and I'll put my marlin spike in here in this portion right here, and my Meyerchin marlin spike in here, and then that is good to go as far as when I need to do some top rigging or some rigging or whatever. Very, very good combo right here. So this is definitely going to be in the top 5. Next, so this is the White River, I want to say. I could be very wrong about that. This is the Bark River Knives Magna Cut, and I customized it with this yellow and green maple burl and those mosaic pins. Very sexy times. I absolutely love it. Scandi, it's kind of a Scandi grind combination with a convex, but really it's just a tall convex grind. I wouldn't call it a Scandi, but it works really well. Doesn't quite fit my entire hand, but it's very sexy. I like to keep it in its sheath, and when I carry it as an in-pocket carry, I carry it that way. But it doesn't really come with that option. So I'm not going to put this in the top 5. I do love this knife, though. It is very cool, and it's very well made, but it's not going to be in my top 5. So we'll put that off to the side for now. And I'm going to just put that one over here. Tradition Junior from Very Good Knife Company. Very small maker in America. Can't remember where. I want to say Virginia, but I could be totally wrong. hollow grind 80. He works in two steels, basically 80 CRV2 and Nitro V. I have an example of each. Um, the 80 CRV tends to get a patina real fast, but that's okay because it's still a great steel, easy for him to work with. I love the shape to this, the amount of belly and the way that it's curved, very thin behind the edge, very easy to sharpen. The ergos are good. I wish it was just a little bit fatter in the hand, but it's okay. And you know what's really killer about this? It didn't come with the ulti clip, but it did come with the Kydex sheath with the thumb scallop. And this, if you've never carried a Kydex sheath in your pocket, is incredible. Absolutely love it. It's just the right size. I've put a 3.3 on this so that I could carry it really deep in my pocket, make it a little bit stealthier. But, you know, being able to pull it out like that and then find it easily and snap it in makes this an incredible buy. And I think it was about I want to say $120, not 100% sure. He does Friday drops. Check it out. Very good knife company. Follow them. They're good stuff. Definitely good stuff. So yeah, I'm going to put that in the top 5. This is the Hawk, which was a collaboration with Very Good Knife Company and another YouTube channel. I am forgetting who. This is a very great blade shape and it also comes with this Kydex sheath, which is absolutely awesome. I love this blade shape for doing work, for doing chores. This is like the ultimate farm knife, in my opinion, because it's got the utility cuts down. It has enough of a relief here for your hand so that you can use it on flat surfaces to make cuts as well. Very good for carving. Just a little bit too big for me for an in-pocket carry. So it's not going to make it. I do like the thickness too. I really do like this natural micarta too. I kind of wish that the thickness of these scales was mimicked in the Tradition Junior. But having said that, I do absolutely love this knife. It's just not going to be in my top 5. And this is Nitro V as well, which I absolutely love Nitro V. His Nitro V knives, by the way, usually cost about $50 more. And that's understandable. Next, so we got 3 knives over there and a lot more knives to go through, which is crazy times. The micro or the mini Canadian and CPM 3V, very fun little knife. I like this a lot. I just take the entire sheath and stick it in there and in my pocket. And I often will take this when I'm doing when I'm working at my shop at work. I'll have this in my pocket. Great for sharpening knives. I mean, sharpening pencils, and you know, doing all kinds of small little things. It's kind of like having a pocket scalpel. I do enjoy having this, especially when I'm not going to be carrying it in pocket. If I'm carrying just a folding knife, but I do kind of want to also have a small fixed blade. This is the knife I'll usually reach for. It's not going to be in my top 5 though, but I do really appreciate it, and I think it's a cool little knife. Yeah, so. Next, this is a great knife. Again, this is one of those ones that has a leather sheath, and I haven't made a, I haven't, usually I'm wearing this when I have cargo pants. I will use this. I use this a lot when last year I redid a warehouse and turned it into like a store, and it was a lot of work. This clip point type knife, is great for puncture cuts, and I like it a lot. A2 knife steel. It's got liners and mountain. This is a LT Wright knife. Absolutely great little knife. And I put a little lanyard on here, which I usually don't because it's so small that my pinky finger actually grabs onto that lanyard. But it works really well. Very easy to sharpen. And I don't mind dogging it. And even though I've dogged it and used it a lot, it's still good to go. It's not going to be in my top 5, but I do like this Frontier Trapper from LT Wright. It's a great little knife. Hard to find these days, but I like it a lot. All right, moving on. What else do we have here? Okay, we have the number 7 from, what is this, White River? Or Seven Forge. Model number 7 from Seven Forge. Koa wood, very cool. G10 pins, and then we have brass and copper in the blade here. I think this is 80 CRV2. Fits really nicely in the hand. I need to get more knives from Seven Forge. I haven't done it. This is definitely not going to be in my top 5, but I do enjoy this knife, and I think it's a great, stunning, good-looking knife. It also needs a better sheath. The sheath it came with was great. In fact, I think I'm using it. Yeah, I'm actually using it for my Frontier Trapper right now, I believe. Or am I wrong? Anyway, I'm using the wrong sheath for it. I'm using the front, but this sheath seems to work better for it anyway. But it needs a better sheath solution. Not in my top 5, but it is a nice looking knife, and it's the only Tanto version that I have here. It's a thick behind the edge, but for making puncture cuts, it's no, it's obviously going to rule for that. Very easy to get knife. This is from White River, and this is the M1 Backpacking Pro. This is the CPM S90V version. I like S90V. I think I got this from DLT Trading Company. Probably still available there. I don't know. But it has all kinds of different kinds. This comes in tons of different kinds of steel. You can get an S30V for a fairly reasonable price. Comes with a nice little Kydex sheath. I happen to have this belt clip loop on here. I wouldn't recommend this type ulti clip. I would just put a regular ulti clip on here, but it comes with it. Very recommendable, even though the ergos look strange because you have to pinch up like that. It works really well. It disappears. It's super light. It is definitely the backpacking knife you would want to take with you. If you were doing the Appalachian Trail and you wanted a little fixed blade, this would be the one that you should take. Very minimalistic, yet does a lot of good work. Also has a nice little sharpening choil on it. Made in America. Again, an S90V, which is my favorite pocket knife steel, so I kind of got that for that reason. I don't know how well it will hold up as a fixed blade because, if it's tough, it might shatter or something like that if I try to baton with it. But then again, this is such a small fixed blade. I'm not going to be batoning with this thing. So yeah, very recommendable. Is it in my top 5? It's on the edge. I'm going to put it here on the edge here. These 3 are already in there. I've got down to 2 knives. One is the Overland Sport. Comes with a Kydex sheath. Is kind of pricey. Honestly, maybe not the most expensive, but one of the most expensive knives on here. TJ Schwartz, American made. Again, I think another Pennsylvania maker. I love it's fully customizable as far as like the pins and the screws and the torque screws and the G10 and everything like that. He's got lots of different versions of this. Maybe the sharpest knife that I've ever gotten out of the box. Like, he really did a good job sharpening this. Has one of my favorite blade shapes in the entire world, kind of like a utility. Saber grind with a sheep's foot and a little bit of curve belly to it. This is, of course, based on the Overland, the larger version. I finally got the smaller version, even though I had the bigger version. The bigger version I always use in my kitchen. This actually, in this format and as an in-pocket carry, works really well. Only thing that I wish is that this was a taco sheath instead with a thumb scallop, because I really do like that thumb scallop. The fact that it comes with it, and it comes, ready to good to go. And I've done a review of this knife. You can check it out, and I've done a comparison video. This is just absolutely phenomenal. So definitely in my top 5. So we're going to put that over there. And then finally, I have 4 knives over here, and I've saved probably one of the best for last. That is the daily carry. Only problem with this is that this came with a leather sheath. I had this sheath made, and getting made to my specifications. This is obviously made by Armitage. Great thumb scallop here. This is the daily carry from LT Wright ABL, one of my favorite knife steels. One of my favorite knife companies, made in America. Very nice thick handle, sharpened spine for throwing sparks. Very easy to sharpen, high saber grind. Does puncture cuts because it has a little bit of a drop point right here, but at the same time has this nice flat part for shaving things. Works really well and just disappears in the pocket. However, I had to get this made. It did not come with this sheath. So that is something to consider. All right, so now we're down to my final 5, and I think the M1 Backpacker Pro is not there, but we're going to call this an honorary 6 because it comes with this sheath and it's so easy to get. This is definitely recommendable. All right, here we are. So the only one of these that doesn't come with its sheath is the ultralight bushcrafter. But like I said, I usually stick this whole thing in my pocket anyway. And I do like and because of the configuration and everything, and with the fire seal loop that holds my pin, and I do use this so much, I'm going to put this in number 5. I did, like I said, just buy an in-pocket leather sheath carry. I'm actually going to be doing that video pretty soon here, and I think that that's going to take this up in these rankings, possibly. But for right now, we're going to say number 5 over here. Number 4. All right, how am I going to order these? Oh gosh, this is so hard. So these next 4 are they're so hard to differentiate between them. And I'm just trying to think here between all of them. All right, number 1. Oh man, this is hard. Okay, so we're going to call this the order. Number 4 is going to be the the Tradition Junior. Only reason why it's not higher on this list because I wish it was just a little bit thicker in the handle. But it is such a nicely made knife, and it's obviously made with love by a good craftsman and very small maker. I really appreciate what he does for the community, and I like his build videos too, and I like the fact that this Kydex sheath comes with a thumb clip, and that automatically makes it a brilliant knife. So I'm really stoked about this. I can't recommend it highly enough. Sometimes harder to get, but if you're just patient for a week or two, he will drop these. And if you're when he announces the time when he drops them, so I would recommend this. I would say go ahead and look out for that guy. All right, so that's number 5. This is number 4, and then number 3 we're gonna say is the Mako, another great small one-person shop type deal. Maybe he has more than one person at this point, but great knife. This is the Mako Creely, awesome in-pocket carry. This was my gold standard for a long time. So yeah, I can't recommend that highly enough. And then we have the daily carry from LT Wright. And I think the reason why this is such an awesome knife is because of the shape, form, function, the steel choice that it is, and also because I have this sheath made for it. So I don't know if that's cheating or not, but sometimes if you have a great knife and its function would be made better by just making a sheath, go ahead and do it, dude. It's worth it, my estimation. Yeah, absolutely love this daily carry. And then finally coming in at number 1, I can't believe this. Is this really number 1? I think it is the Overland Sport. It's really grown on me a lot. It's blade shape, its form. This is also Magna Cut, by the way, is great. And I love the little improvements he's made by adding a little bit of scallops right there. I love the jimping on this knife. I love how thin behind the edges. I love the fact that it came out as one of the sharpest knives I've ever gotten out of the box. I wish the only down knock I have, of course, is that it doesn't have a scallop up here, but otherwise, really good knife. Also really expensive. I mean, if you're going to go for budget, like I would say the daily carry usually is just over $100, and that one and this guy here, the Tradition Junior, are probably the 2 best budget knives you can get. However, the daily carry is almost impossible to find. You're going to have much better luck finding this guy. Ultralight Bushcrafter is made very regularly, and I think is still available probably from DLT at the moment. This is made to order. You might have to wait a couple of months, but it should be very easy to get. And these are also customizable, although he's doing lots of little drops as well. So you might get lucky and get one of the drops on the pre-configuration ones. And then obviously coming in number 6 is the Backpacker Pro, which is very easy to get in a lot of different kinds of configurations and is fairly cheap as well, depending on what kind of knife steel you get. So those are my top 5 with a bonus. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Am I missing a small in-pocket carry that you would suggest that I check out? Let me know, because a lot of these knives I got because of your recommendations, and I always appreciate a good recommendation. If you want to help support make this content, become a Patreon member for $3 a month. You get to help support this content and get a chance to win a free knife or a knife lottery giveaway of the month. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.